Hey, what is up guys? So you know how there's like an entire ocean out there and you could go after any fish, but every time you throw that goddamn lure and everything out there, you wait like 5 seconds and then you recapture the same fish over and over and over and over again. You're like, what is wrong with it? Like, why can't, look, there's a bass right there, there's goddamn tuna right there. Why does the tuna keep getting every goddamn time? That's essentially what the Fantastic Four in the MCU rumor is at this point. It's catching the same fish over and over and over again. So first, let me talk for a little bit. The podcast we did, there was a moment where I said, okay guys, in the next couple weeks, it could be right after this, I don't know, you're going to hear something about a future partnership with Marvel and Fox. It's nothing big, but it is an indicator of something happening. And a lot of people want to know what I was talking about. And then literally like 5 hours after I put that online, after we recorded it, it was announced that Fox and Marvel were producing an X-Men television series. So yes, you know, that was it, and I guess I could tell people that yes, I knew that this was going to be announced, but of course, the moment anything between Fox and Marvel is announced, somehow there's magical deals happening. The Sorcerer Supreme himself has actually shown himself, and he's made the impossible possible. And once again, we get back to the giant rumor mill, which just keeps on spinning and catching the same fish, which is the Fantastic Four rights back to Marvel. Now, I advise you, because I made a long video on this, probably about 10 to 12 minutes, talking about the rights and what I think will happen in the history of these two studios, and I would advise you guys to go watch that right now and kind of get a good history if you're new or if you haven't, or if you want to brush up on what the hell these two studios have been fighting over and why they're fighting. It's all in this one video, so I would advise you guys to go check that out. So apparently that Mystery 2020 movie, because we know there are going to be a few movies coming out in 2020 from Marvel, one of them is going to apparently be the Fantastic Four movie, which has struck a deal with Fox. Now, apparently, this was of course in exchange to the X-Men TV rights for them to be able to be used, and this deal would include the villains Galactus and Dr. Doom, which would of course include Silver Surfer, all coming to the MCU. Now, sounding like a goddamn broken record, which I should be at this point, or everybody on YouTube and the internet should be, this is the same exact thing we hear over and over and over again. It's literally like the same 30 seconds of a song on loop, and you're never able to get past the 30-second mark to hear the rest of it because it just keeps on looping. But apparently something might be announced at San Diego Comic-Con, maybe. Who knows? Now, if you guys remember, months ago, there was rumors that the Fantastic Four rights did revert back to Marvel. And after a little bit, it got so much press and headlines that Fox had to come on and say, no, we still have the Fantastic Four. What the hell is everybody talking about? Now, granted, this could be a smokescreen where maybe it is still at Fox, but you know, the rights are still going to remain there, but there could be a Spider-Man style deal where they're like, okay, well, we'll keep the rights, you guys, you know, tell us what to do, we'll make the movie, and we'll co-share this character. And of course, this latest rumor also involves that yes, the full rights to the X-Men are now officially over at Fox, which would include the TV rights, of course, you know, being able to produce any television series they want, which would be the reason they scrapped Hellfire, and they are going with an actual TV series that is going to involve full-on mutants in the X universe. Now, honestly, if I was to believe any rumor, that would probably be the most likely one. But then on the other hand, can you imagine giving away movie rights and giving away characters like, you know, Dr. Doom, Galactus, and Silver Surfer for something as minor as X-Men TV rights, and you don't know if those are going to succeed or not, since the X-Men movies seem to go up and down in revenue and quality. So honestly, I am still pretty skeptical on this, but what I can tell you guys is that yes, in fact, those rumors and what I was talking about a small partnership starting to form, are in fact true. I can tell you that 100%. I can tell you that from the people I've talked to, and I can tell you that and back that up with the news I actually said on the podcast, and hours later they came out and announced the X-Men TV series. So I can back all this up. What I cannot back up, and I do not have any knowledge of, if anything was exchanged, if the Fantastic Four rights or anything like that are coming back. So don't take any of this at face value until it is announced. Any websites, Movie Pilot, I don't care what they are, if they post something official, Do not believe it until you see it on Marvel.com or an official press release from Fox.